are live. Hello, everyone. I am so glad to be with you tonight. And I'm just jumping on because I just wanted to share with you a few things that I've gotten. I've got some happy mail, happy mail, happy mail. I love getting happy mail, and I've got some kind of interesting things that I wanted to share with you. So, the first thing that I want to share with you is this bottle of perfume, and it is called Ivory Moon, and it's by Zara, and it smells so good. I like to put it on my neck, and then sometimes when my husband gets ready to kiss me goodnight or whatever, he'll like, what is that? But I got this from a dear friend, Sybil. So we have been doing the series on the Black Girl Shower Routine. Some of you guys probably saw that. Hey, Rebecca, good to see you. So we have been doing the series on the Black Girl Shower Routine, and we were talking about how to layer your fragrances, and she saw me do that series. Me and Miss Leona did it. And right now she lives in Dubai, but she comes home like 2 or 3 times a year to take care of things. And when she came home, she gave me this bottle of perfume. She had, like, she walked by and I was like, what are you wearing? It smells so good. And she told me what it was. She says, I'll give you some. And I was like, oh yeah, you don't have to do that. And she did. And it just smells so good. It's actually just wonderful. So I wanted to publicly say thank you, Sybil, for just being so generous. So this is the first piece of Happy Mail that I have. And I'll just set it right there. And so Sierra says she hardly wears perfume, but whenever she does, she feels 100% more put together. You know, Sierra, I get it. And since I'm home more now, I hadn't been wearing perfume and that kind of thing very much. And here's the thing, here's the real reason. My husband doesn't have a real strong sense of smell, so I would wear perfume and stuff for throughout our entire marriage, and he would not necessarily notice it. So he'd have to like really be snuggling up before he would smell it. This one, he notices. But what I realized is that I should be wearing the perfume for me. So when we started the series on the Black Girl Shower Routine, I started layering the fragrances and with the body oils and then the lotions and then the mist and then topping it off with the perfume. And that layering does intensify the fragrance. So again, for those of you that just popped on, it's the Ivory Moon, and it is by Zara. And we have a Zara in the United States, I think. Or is it just the UK? I know they have Zara in the UK. I don't know if we have one here. But this came from Zara. So there's that. And then the other thing that I got in the mail is this. And it is the latest book by Jennifer Scott of The Daily Connoisseur. And it's called The Daily Connoisseur's Guide to Living Well at Home, Making Everyday Life Extraordinary by Jennifer Scott. And it's got a very nice dust jacket. It kind of reminds me of the images that are just so like that with the Madame Chic series that she does. And then when you look at the various chapters that it has, it talks about the first chapter is the consciousness of home. I should say the first unit is the consciousness of home, and then it talks about function and the method and order and different things like that. And then one of the other units includes beauty, and it just talks about the different ways to beautify your home, decorating your home, dressing well at home, dining well, the details, and then living well on a budget. The next unit is inspiration and where you can get inspiration from, inspirational homes, and a conclusion. And I just like the way it's put together. The print is just lovely. The font is like it's large enough that, you know, I'm a woman of a certain age now, so I'm starting to have a little trouble reading. And the font is a good size, and it's got some really nice little illustrations in it. So it's just lovely. So if you're looking for a gift, particularly a Christmas gift or a bridal gift for a new bride or a young homemaker, a young female homemaker, well, I suppose guys could enjoy this too. I would certainly recommend this, but it is just lovely. So that's Jennifer Scott's Living Well at Home. So this was the second thing I got for Happy Meal. Oh, so Kendra says that Amazon has the Zara perfume on Amazon. Great, great, great. So I didn't tag any of these products. I'll do that after we're done, but I just kind of wanted to share with you guys. Okay, so here's Happy Mail number 2. And this actually did come from Amazon, but I was doing a live stream once and I was doing something. I was trying to cut something. And the people watching said, you need a new pair of scissors. And so I said, yeah, I do. I said, so why don't you guys send me, send me a super sticker or super chat or something so I can buy a pair. And Duncan Party of Six, Tam at Duncan Party of Six did. So I got these new kitchen shears. And this is the pair of kitchen shears. It has a nice little cover so they can not stay nice and sharp and then also not poke anything in the drawer. It's got like one of these little things here that you can use to open something. You can see that right there. And then you've also got these little serrated edges there that you can use to scrape things with. So it's just lovely. It feels really good in the hand. And it says heavy duty, multi-purpose, stainless steel, and it does have soft handle grips. So I really like those. But it came 2 in the box, and this one is a pair of seafood shears. So my husband's going to get a lot of use from these. So you can see here how they're kind of curved there. They're really sharp, and then you can put your bigger fingers in here and your thumb in there. So it came a set of 2. So I got these from Duncan Party of Six. Tam from Duncan Party of Six was kind enough to allow me to get these. So thank you, Tam. She sent me a super chat so that I could pick these up. So this is Happy Mail number 2. Now this next thing I got from Drops, and Drops is a company that does laundry products. And they just came out with a new product. And it is some kind of an odor eraser. So it's the Drops Odor Eraser. And you know, if you have like really stinky clothes, if you've got like kids that play sports, or you yourself or your partner works out and you have a lot of really stinky workout gear, well, this Drops Odor Eraser is supposed to really target stubborn odors at the source and then powers away those odors. And it also addresses pet odors, mildew, and body odors. Every time I go live, I get a frog in my throat. So anyway, so I'm going to be trying this out. And it says, get the funk out of here. And there's just some information in here along with that. And then Stinky Bingo. So this sounds like fun. Think you smelled it all? You don't need to hit 5 in a row to call it a call in Drops Odor Eraser. So it's like a little game you can just play, and it's got a bunch of little things. Musty bath towels, forgotten laundry load, cologne overload, body odor hoodie. So you could go straight down that way, or you could look at some other ways. Let's see. Stinky pet beds, teen anything. And then that's a free one. Gym bag. Oh, gym bags too. How many times have you forgotten your things in your gym bag? And then sour gym socks. So this is just really kind of interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. And then these are stickers with different kinds of odor things. So onions and just cute. Okay. Oh, and then look, a little magnet. Get the funk out of here. Kind of spicy, isn't it? That phrase. So this was some Happy Mail here. So I'll be using this, and I'll let you guys know what I think about it. Because you guys know I only bring to you products that I really like and love. So I'll let you know how this works out. And then this I also got is from Farmhouse Teas. And Farmhouse Teas, they are actually friends of a friend of mine. You guys know my friend Mary at Mary's Nest. Well, they're friends of hers. So they sent me this box of teas to try. And it's the perfect time because in the fall and winter, now that it's chilly, I make the hubby tea usually every morning. So we're just now about to get started in that routine. It's either tea or hot chocolate. Now, whenever he does this little thing always works really easily. But when I try it, there we go. Okay, so let's see what's in here. I've got some seeds. It's got like a little Thanksgiving bag that's got some marigold seeds that'll be great for this spring. I can put those out. And then lip balm. I love getting lip balm as a gift, so we got that. And then there's a bunch of teas in here, little samplers. So this one is Rooibos chai. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Rooibos chai. This one is sneeze all tea. So it sounds like if you're having some problems with sneezing and that kind of thing, this could be good for that. I've also got a, this one, it doesn't say what it is. Oh, high desert hibiscus. Pacific peppermint patty. Chocolate connection. That sounds really good. And then herbal chai. So, and then there's 2 recipe cards in here. So these are really nice little goodies. And now let's see what's in the box itself. Yeah, you know what? Who is that? Kendra. That is a good tagline. You know, it's just a little bit naughty. I was like, Oh, I love the way it's packaged. I love the, as you guys can tell, I love the black and white checks. I like that. And there's a little note in here that I'm welcoming me to their family. Our sweet friend Mary encouraged them to shower me with this box. Oh, they've got a lovely, lovely magazine that comes with it. Farmhouse Teas. And so it gives you a guide to different teas and things to try. And then I've got a bunch of samples in here. And their tagline is Steeping the Harvest. I like that. Babe, we're going to have to try one of these in the morning. This one, Harvest Berry. Tastes like huckleberry pie in a cup. So there's this one. Mountain Hazelnut Coffee. So here's one to try. And then Sweet Maple Chai. I love maple flavoring, so maybe we'll try this one in the morning. Oh, Apple Pie Flavoring Tea. These are great fall flavors. Strawberry Mojito. And then herbal elderberry syrup mix. That's good for your immune system. Oh, and look what else. I've got like a little something to steep the tea with. So that's kind of neat. I can put the tea bags, the tea leaves, I should say, in there, and then put this down into my teapot or whatever I'm using, and then the bags stay in there. So I like this. Oh my goodness, thank you. And her name is Steph. Looks like Steph and Sierra, I think. Steph is definitely the one name. So a stainless steel tea strainer with lid is in here. And then some full sizes of the other teas. How nice. I can't wait to try this. So you guys see why I wanted to share my Happy Meal with you? So there's that. This is really nice. I think what I'll do is I'll let you guys know how I like these, but I had one of her sample packs before and I loved it. So I am glad to get this. Really glad to get this. I'll put her information in the description box below as well. And what a nice little note she wrote to me. So this is just lovely. So I've got this nice little tea. It's called Kick Off Your Boots from Farm Harvest Teas. Isn't Happy Meal fun? Okay. And then this is from my sweet friend Mary herself. So you guys have, I don't know if I've shared this with you before or not. I don't think so. She has a new cookbook out. I'm so jelly. A new cookbook. And her first cookbook was the Modern Pioneer Cookbook or something like that. Well, this new one is the Modern Pioneer Pantry Cookbook. And you know, here it is. The Modern Pioneer Pantry, a complete guide to preserving food. So there is a new sheriff in town. So typically I will use the Ball Blue Book for my guide to canning and preserving, and I still do. However, now I can also pull out this one, Mary's book, The Modern Guide to, a complete guide to preserving food. Over 115 recipes for canning, drying, dehydrating, freezing, fermenting, and she's big on fermenting, and then pickling food. And here's Mary right there. And you guys know Mary's kind of amazing. She started YouTube about 5 years ago. Hadn't done anything with video or anything like that before, and just decided she wanted to get started. She took her class at the community college on how to edit video, and the rest is history. She's got over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and this is her second cookbook. Actually, I'm quite happy for her. I am a little jelly, but I'm also quite happy for it. The cookbook is very nice, and it just tells you what kind of things you need to have in your pantry, and then it tells you all about fermentation, frozen food preservation, all about pickling. So it's really a lovely book to have. So if you're looking for books to pick up for gifts, one of the books that I have that I want to share with you again is Jennifer Scott's book, and it is Living Well at Home, Making Everyday Life Extraordinary. And it's perfect for new brides or young people who want to start a home for themselves, or who are creating a home for themselves and they want to practice now. Kind of gets them in practice. So you can pick up that for them as a gift, or pick up Mary's book, because so many of them today need to learn how to do some canning, especially as we look at what's going on right now with food prices. It's just so important if we can manage some of that ourselves. So if you can do some of your own growing, let's say have a little kitchen garden, a little herb garden, or buy things at the farmer's market and then preserve them yourself. So there is this. And speaking of canning and preserving, I also have a course called Yes You Can, a beginner's guide to water bath canning that walks you through things step by step on how to make jams, and how to can jams and jellies and sauces and things like that, how to water bath can those items. So do check that out. I don't have anything linked in the description box yet, but I will. And then I'll also put this in the description box, but this one takes you through not only water bath canning, but pressure canning, and then fermenting and pickling and that kind of thing. Now, in my box, I've got some pickle pipes. It's a 4-pack of pickle pipes, and I use these to make pickles with. I've not made pickles yet, so now I'm going to give that a try. There is also a set of regular size canning lids, regular mouth canning lids, and the brand is called Superb. Seal It Right. Longer lasting lids, and they're made right here in the US of A. So I'll be trying these because I'll be canning some things soon. And then of course in January, it's what Lisa Sutton at Sutton Days calls Canuary. And so people tend to can or preserve some things then. So sometimes she calls it Jar It Up January, because then you're going to be putting some things in canning jars. But anyway, I'll be making some things for that. Oh, and then I've got a little bag of tea. Mary put quite a bit in here. Root beer flavored tea. And I love the flavor of root beer. And then there are some thyme seeds, which I plant thyme because I use a lot of it. And that is, oh, and then there is a jar opener by Layman's. Get hold of the simpler life with Layman's. And it's a little jar opener. So with these little jar openers, like how you use them, you know, they're real soft, and so you would just like put them like that and then, you know, give it a twist, and it just helps to grip the lid. So there's that. So, cool. It's like each box has so many goodies in it. I'm just so blessed. So there's that box of goodies. And, the other Happy Mail that I have. Oh, Alexander Ferber. Miss Denise, we've missed y'all. We've been on a few adventures and been getting used to full timing in the RV. Having more free time now. Well, good. And then Loretta's Living Decor. Hey, Loretta, good to have you here as well. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. There's Ursula, and then Catherine, and just so many kind people have jumped on. So thank you guys for joining me. But yeah, this is fun. So glad you guys have joined me. Okay, now I have one last set of Happy Mail, and so this is one of them. So I got these from my sister, actually. My sister provided these to me, and it's a KitchenAid casserole dish. So this is what it looks like. It's a 13 by 9 casserole dish, and look how big this thing is. And it is subtly lovely, and it just really goes well with my kitchen. But it also has a lid. So this thing is definitely well put together. But this is the lid that goes with it. So look at that. Isn't that lovely? So I used it. If you guys saw my video, my Thanksgiving video that I just did last Saturday, where I made Thanksgiving dinner for under $30. It was like $28, $25 or something like that. I made the apple cobbler in this. And then this is the lid for this dish, but it can also serve as a trivet. So you could put it down and it could sit on it like that. So if you needed to, you know, it could do that. So there's this one. And I'm just going to set this out of the way. So here's this dish. And then the next one that comes with this set is the 2.5 quart round casserole baking dish with lid. And I really like this. So it's like an early Christmas gift, because I mean, just like, look at this. They really got them well packed. I'm like, did they intend for us to open these? But she knows how much I enjoy baking and how much I like pretty dishes. So this is the 2.5 quart casserole dish. Oh, and then look, here's the lid. And then I can use it again as a trivet. How nice. I love these. And then the last one in it is this size. And it is the 1.5 quart loaf pan. This loaf pan needs a meatloaf. Look at that. And isn't the color just lovely? I love this mint green. You know, I used to like to buy things in yellow, or I've got a lot of red. You guys can tell. I got that red teapot back there, and I had a red pitcher on the counter. Hey, babe, can you come put these back together for me? That way I won't have all this stuff out. So now the last thing I have to do is vacuum seal this rice. Yes, they do. They match my kitchen so well. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, these are just lovely. I love them. So now my task is to figure out like where they're going to go. So I'm going to set these. Can you just put these over there on the table? And then put these, I think these go in that small box, I think. And then the big box is there. So he'll help me with that. So love the dishes. Where did she get them? I don't know. She might have got them from Amazon. Well, they're KitchenAid. And any KitchenAid stuff you can typically find on Amazon. So those are KitchenAid dishes or casserole dishes. So I think, here are the things here. So now the last thing that I have to do, guys, I said I was going to vacuum seal rice. And you know, I got this 25-pound or this 20-pound bag of jasmine rice. Oh, and let me let you guys know something that was so exciting for me. So whenever I tell you guys something, if I'm showing you how to do a technique or something, I like to make sure that the science is right. So I always double check things before I get ready to do it. So I have vacuum sealed rice before, but it's been a while. So I thought, let me just double check, make sure, you know, things are still like they should be. So I Googled, so I just went on and Googled like, can you vacuum seal rice? You know, I wanted to see what they had to say about it. And it came up, yes, you can, and all different little things. And then right below the instructions they were giving was my video where I showed you guys how to vacuum seal rice 2 years ago. I was like, ah! I was like, babe. And I ran to show him. I'm like, look. I'm like, they've got my video underneath these instructions. Now, after you do a little bit of reading, after you look at my video, there's some more further down. But my video was the first one. I was like, oh my goodness. I was so excited. So we eat a lot of rice here, and they had this bag of rice on sale, I should say, at Walmart, and they did have a 25-pound bag of rice. I think it was basmati or something like that, that had been on sale for, it was like $18 or something like that. And I didn't pick it up then because I thought, oh, I'll just get some later. And then when I went back, it was a higher price. So I thought, okay. So when I saw this one, and this is the jasmine rice, I thought, I am just going to go ahead and get it. So what I plan to do is put 4 cups of rice, which will be a little over 2 pounds, in the bag. So the first thing you want to do is label your bag. And this is jasmine. And then I'm going to put 4 cups of rice in. Because I just, you know, whereas we eat a lot of rice, I don't eat it enough that I want to have a whole big thing like this. In a container. So I'm using my food saver, and these are my pre-cut quart-size bags. Oh, Kendra says Kohl's sells pretty dishes. Yes, they do. And Kohl's will have lovely, lovely Christmas dishes. Not that I need some Christmas dishes, because you guys know, I got so much decor. When I got out the fall decorations, my husband got down 4 bins, and I promised him he would put up less. And so we actually only put back 3. I said, whatever I don't use is going to go to the Goodwill. So I wonder if you guys saw the video. We had an early Thanksgiving last Sunday. Was it last Sunday? Yeah, I think it was last Sunday. We had an early Thanksgiving, and I did all of our Thanksgiving foods, all of our Thanksgiving everything last Sunday. And I had a reason for telling you that. Now I forgot what it was. So I'm just going to do, like I said, 4 cups. Typically, when I cook rice, I'll make a cup or a cup and a half. And 1 cup of uncooked rice gives you 2 cups of cooked rice. And then I'll put it in the fridge, and then we'll have it all week. But wasn't it exciting that my picture popped? Oh, Sandra says she loves my videos. Thank you. And yes, oh my goodness, I was just so excited. And then my daughter called just as I was, you know, being excited. So of course I had to tell her all about it. And I said, so that gives me authority. She said, well, what does that mean? I said, well, I says AI, Google AI has recognized my video as one providing accurate information on how to vacuum seal rice. So you want to make sure that number 1, your rice is nice and dry. And I didn't put this in the freezer or anything like that. Number 2, you want to make sure that you label your bags, which you guys just saw me do. And then you fill your bag. And I decided that 4 cups per bag would be enough. Now, I did put, here, let me just show you what I did. I'm going to grab something real quick. So, I did do this. So, one of the things that I did was I put some in a half-gallon jar like this, so that when I need to get some, I can just take some out and I can use it. And stored it in a glass jar is a good thing. But I didn't want to have like 5 or 6 jars like that full of rice in the pantry. So I thought, okay, I'll put the rest of these in bags, and then I'll store these bags in a food safe 5-gallon bucket. So Kendra says she's got 25 pounds of rice under her bed. You know what? You want to break that rice down into smaller portions, because what you don't want to have happen is for it to get bugs in it. Now, some people will put their rice in the freezer. Well, this bag is a little too big for me to be putting in the freezer, number one. But Lisa Sutton said that she doesn't like to put her rice in the freezer because she doesn't want to take the risk of introducing any moisture in it. And I get that. I understand that completely. You know, I've seen these little stands on, there's this lady that I watch. I can't think of her name. I think it's Little Village Homestead or something like that. But she does a lot of baking. Oh, I did 3 bags, but I guess I'm going to need a couple more. She had these little stands that you take your bags and you attach the bag to the stands and they stand up. I'm going to need to order some of those because I'm thinking those would come in pretty handy. So we're going to label, and I'm putting the date on here. And then we're going to seal, and then we'll vacuum seal. Let's see what you guys talking about. Let's see. If you can put your rice in the freezer, it will keep it from going buggy. My father was in the industrial chemical business. He always had us put any kind of nuts. Yes, so you're right. And you can put it, I should have put a bay leaf in here too. But yeah, you can put it in the freezer. Now, when I get these, they're going to be vacuum sealed, so there won't be any air in there. So that should help keep it from going buggy. But yes, these size bags I can put in the freezer. And you put them in the freezer, you leave them in the freezer for like 3 days, then you take them out and let them sit out on the counter. If you decide to put them in the freezer, you put them in the freezer for 3 days. And then you take them out of the freezer and you let them sit on the table or counter and dry out for 3 days. And then you put them back in the freezer for another couple days. And then you let them dry out again. Now, why do you put them back in the freezer? Well, first of all, you put them in the freezer so that in case there's any, you know, like if there's any bugs or whatever in it, the freezer will kill them. And then you put them back in the freezer in case there's any larvae in there that may have hatched after they dry out. That'll take care of those. And I know that sounds gross, but there is a certain amount of yuckiness that does get into our food supply. So if you have like 25 pounds of rice underneath your bed for a while, it could get a little buggy. So I encourage you to break it up. I just don't have the freezer space to put 25 pounds of rice in the freezer like in one big bag. Well, I got rice all over the counter. My husband's gonna be like, girl, what are you doing? So, okay, there was at least 4 in here. There. I've got all the rice in here now. So I'm going to roll the cup up. And I'm being careful because I do not want to knock this over and end up with rice all over the counter. And this is my food saver, which I've had forever. And I put it on the, okay. This is going to be a little noisy. Now, you can put your rice in Mylar bags. You can put your rice in a Mylar bag and seal the top of it that way. And I've done that. You know, I've got some Mylar bags and I put it in there and I seal it with a curling iron. You know, you just use that. Or if you've got a flat iron, you can put a flat iron on there and that'll help to seal the top. But that's what I do for that. So this one is just about done. And here you go. So I've got 6 of these. Because I did one earlier. And then I thought, oh, I should save these and do it live so you guys can see me. Let's see. So Kendra says she had no idea she'll break them. Yeah, you want to break them up. You definitely want to do that. And Cynthia says if you use a deep freeze that's not self-defrosting, the humidity is a constant 35 to 40%. Nancy says if you can put your rice in the freezer, we already talked about that, it will keep it from going buggy. And like you put it in the freezer, and nuts the same thing too. You put them in there, and then you guys are talking about the pretty dishes. Now, if you don't have a vacuum sealer, you definitely need to get one. You know, I think they're cost effective. I think they're cost effective, and like if I get a bulk supply of meat like chicken or beef or something like that, I will break the packages up, I will put them in the vacuum seal bags, and then I will freeze them that way. These are the Food Saver vacuum sealer bags, and they're somewhat heavy duty. They're a little bit heavier than some of the other bags you get, but I like them because they're nice and thick, so I don't have to worry about the rice poking through. And you can see how quickly I'm going through this. I guess I was half off the camera. Let's see if we get any new comments. Yeah, Doris said she loves her Food Saver. Yeah, I like mine too. And you know, Hazel says she needs to hint to her family since her birthday is coming up to get her a Food Saver. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I should do a homemaking gift guide. I always feel like I don't usually do that. And, you know, my YouTube mentor suggested that that's one of the things that we should do to get ready for the holiday season is to do a gift guide. And I'm like, I just don't know how my audience, which is you guys, would thought about that, me doing a gift. I just don't know how it would work with my content. So I've not done that. But maybe I should, because when I think about what are some things that you could use as homemakers, what would be good gifts for you? Certainly, if you don't have a food saver, that would certainly be a good gift. And then, of course, every homemaker needs a 13 by 9 casserole dish. Every homemaker needs a 2-quart casserole dish, and every homemaker needs a loaf pan. So, you know what? I think I will do a gift guide, and I could just use some of these things for that. And or you could get like a subscription to tea. I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna think about that. That could be a good idea. Christina says her food saver got a workout in prep for Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, I can believe that. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. This one did not seal. I don't know what was happening here. Maybe I didn't get it in there, but this one didn't seal, and it would have to be user error. Let's see, where are my new scissors? Well, they're over there. These aren't very good, which is why I ended up with the new ones. I must not have put that in properly. And I was talking and not paying attention. The last one, and it didn't do right. This just helps the bag stay up so it doesn't fall all over the place. Well, let's try this again, Sam. There we go. Not sure what happened to that one, but I guess I just didn't have it in all the way, so yeah. Yeah, every homemaker needs to invest, let's see. Oh, an immersion blender. Yeah, I've got one of those too. And you know what? I've got an immersion blender. My kids gave me one for Christmas. And I was like, where has this been all my life? I love it. I love it. Yep, okay, see? It did its thing, so. I've got one more of these over on the other side. So yeah. So now I can put those in the freezer, and I can let them like sit in the freezer for a few days and then take them out and put them back. But they've certainly are situated so that they should be fine. If I choose not to put them in the freezer, they are vacuum sealed, so nothing should be able to grow in there or sprout or anything like that. So try sharpening your dull scissors with a whetstone. You know what? I got some new ones, and I couldn't. They're over there. I got some new ones. One of my YouTube viewers sent me a super chat to buy some new ones, and I did, and I shared those, and they're over there now. My husband moved them aside, and that's why, because they saw how dull these were. So I'll give these to the hubby, and he'll put them out in the garage with his stuff. So there we go. I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight. I don't have anything else to share with you. If you have not checked out my video that I did on Saturday where I cooked my entire Thanksgiving dinner, I cooked all of the food that I was going to make. I roasted the turkey, the dressing, the whole 9 yards. I let you guys see me do that. So if you want to know how to make something, watch that video. It's a very nice cook with me. And then Miss Leona also made her Thanksgiving dinner as well. So once you're done looking at mine, go on over and check hers out too. So we've both been trying to share with you guys some things to prep for the holiday. And then of course our show tomorrow night, we're going to do a final Q&A in case you have some last minute questions. We'll be prepared to answer those. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining me for this impromptu live to see all my goodies. And I'll see you next time. Bye.